Hello and welcome to Center Ice Cardcast, your one-stop podcast shop for all things hockey cards. My name is Eric Andrews, also known in the hobby as Hammerhawks, and I'm joined by my co-host and fellow hobbyist Aaron Goldstein, better known as Crease Collector. And also joining us today is the one and only Billy Celio from Upper Deck. Billy, how are you doing today?
He's doing great.
He is doing fantastic, but
I'm just hoping my internet works the whole time. Just a second. Give me a coffee, espresso, a little sprinkle. No, I'm just kidding.
See, he's so
Guys making fun of me
popular.
having an office.
He's so popular in his new office. He's getting more popular day by day. So, we know it's been a while, but it's always a pleasure you coming on here.
Anytime, guys. Anytime.
Absolutely. So obviously the main part of the episode today will be talking about extended series, but given that this is the first episode since the Stanley Cup has been awarded, it's only right to show a little bit of mail of the newest Stanley Cup champion, Jacob Slavin. Am I right? So
I knew this was coming. So
I did too. I mean, I know the jersey, for those listening on the pod can't see it, but the jersey in the background swapped to his nice Slavin jersey there. We knew it was coming.
That's right. So I'll keep it short, but got this one in recently. Very, very beautiful card. And we talked about this exact parallel, I think on the last episode, actually. So it's a fitting addition, but from 25-26 OPG Platinum, an Emerald Surge parallel of Jacob Slavin.
That's nice. Very nice. Love the shine, everything about it. Just beautiful cards.
Yeah. So obviously always feels good to cross those off the list for sure. And stunning cards each and every year as always. So yeah, but like I said, we'll jump into extended series because that's why you guys are here. So shout out to Paul at Upper Deck for providing us with a box that we can open up here with Billy, and we've got some questions we'll bounce back and forth on. So Aaron, if you want to kick things off, and I'll dive into this box here.
Definitely. So Billy, just as we kind of get started here, what can you tell us about just the Young Guns checklist for the newest Extend series?
Well, we left a big name out there for you guys, obviously, to chase, and there's still a few others like decent names, but as in the past, we've had a problem getting a full 50 or 49 Young Guns to fill out a checklist. So we repeated with the first round picks that we've done in previous years, and I think they're I don't want to say they're catching on, because we might switch it up in the future, but I think they're getting a little more love than they've gotten in the past, just because the rookie class is as strong as it is throughout the whole year. You've had a strong one or two rookies in series 1, series 2, and extended. So that's going to leave a really nice checklist for that first round insert also, or subset. So yeah, there's I think Seneca's selling for $100 pretty easily. So that's, or pretty close to that, which is a world of difference than Kaliev was selling for when the first extended series came out. So, we definitely try to plan this stuff out a little bit more, realizing that even though it's not a traditional flagship set, it's still, from the collector standpoint, treated like one, from the need for Young Guns and Young Gun content.
Very cool. Yeah, obviously Beckett Seneca has been a hotly collected card for sure. So first pack, we have a sizzle reel of Zach Hyman, which of course that's a continuation from the other flagship series this year. We have a UD3 of the aforementioned Beckett Seneca. Very nice looking card there, all foiled out with a couple different photos. Very cool. And a rookie update red, numbered out of 199, of Igor Chernyshov for the Sharks. So a couple nice rookie names there. And of course, another very noteworthy thing about this product is the inclusion of the Four Nations face-offs cards within the base set, as we see here with Connor McDavid. So do you just want to talk a little bit about the inclusion of those Four Nations cards?
Well, we were one of the major sponsors of the tournament, so we're trying to get our money's worth out of it, I guess you could say. That being said, we didn't have an all-star game, and usually it's tough to kind of spread out because there are all of these parallels to the base set that are collectible, like the gold outbursts or regular outbursts or the high gloss and stuff. So we want some collectability still in the base set and the parallel. So you can't really load up everybody in Series 1 or Series 2, but what you can do is load it up in Series 1 and 2, and then you still get all the all-stars and then you still have a bunch of stars. So then it's kind of like a lot of third liners or something, and then you've got the all-stars. Well, we don't have the all-stars, so instead of the all-stars this year, we put the Four Nation players in there.
That's fantastic. Yeah, definitely see the reasoning behind that. And yeah, they're great cards. And when I saw them included in there, it was a nice little extra something. For some people, maybe they don't carry that much weight. But for me, it's like it just made a lot of sense. And
it's the last time Canada won something. Yeah, I get
exactly, right. For people, it might not be a big deal, but for me, I got to hold on to that as long as I can. I mean, we got Canada right here, in the World Cup doing well, but for hockey, it's just, it's not the same. We can't say the same as far as recent success. So I hold that a little bit more closer than maybe some other people do. So it's really nice seeing those. But switching gears a little bit, just had to bring that up, eh? But switching gears a little bit, what can you tell us about?
Well, I'm just like, do we have to trademark a program of silver now, just in case you guys change your slogan?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, we have to do something, but I don't know. I mean, maybe if there's more of a trend, but for now, I don't know. But
I would say there is a trend at this point, but
maybe there is, but we'll see after this season. Hopefully we can right the ship, at a World Championships or something like that. But it's been a tough year for Canada. But anyway, I guess I'll move along because I'm getting bullied here a little bit, but that's all right. First round rookies. We just love the action shots on those cards. What can you tell us a little bit more about that set in general?
We switched it up a little bit. I think in the past it had been just kind of like a draft day photo, and they were kind of boring. So we did switch up the imagery, and I think that definitely helped the cards out a little bit from a collectible standpoint. They just look better, but like I said, I think they're starting to catch on a little bit. Will you see them in the future? We'll see, but I'm happy with how they've performed so far.
Nice. So I'm doing a few packs here. First of all, I'll say this is a very alarming thing to see, but we have a base card of Jonathan Toews as a Winnipeg Jet, which is honestly very cool, but still just looks very weird.
And he just announced his retirement, I think, or he said that he's going to announce it soon, but it's going to be he's done. So great career, but I guess he wanted to go out his way. So good for him.
Winnipeg legend. Everyone will remember him as Yep.
Just like 100%. Blackhawks legend Bobby Orr
and Red Wing legend Patrick Kane.
We have an understood the assignment of Alexis Lafreniere. We have our first Young Guns of Hunter Skinner for the Blues. Got a canvas of Yaroslav Askarov. Always fun seeing the canvas cards. I have a sizzle reel of Charlie McAvoy. A pros and prospects of Tage Thompson. Very nice looking card. Then a pretty nice hit here. We have a Young Guns Deluxe numbered out of 250 of Luca Pinelli. So pretty cool there. Let's see here. I know there's a lot of course, insert content, and we've seen some of it already, but the thing that always kind of catches my attention with Extended in particular are some of those, throwback inspired inserts. So what can you tell us about some of those this year?
Yeah, that's part of the fun of building the set is just kind of, originally we kind of like brought back old designs, and, we've got some of the best designers in the business. So we kind of stopped doing that, and we kind of took old sets and let our designers create modern versions of those sets, like the UD3s and the pros and prospects and the rookie reflections. And then I think like that rookie card that you got that was numbered, that's the rookie update. That's from an old set. And tried to stay true to the numbering, but let them kind of create their own version of these cards. We're stepping away a little bit from all the retro, as I said, we're paying designers to design cards. So let them design, let them do what they want to do.
That's totally fair. And I mean, definitely design comes into play here for this next set that we want to talk about. But first, I didn't know you were such a big horror movie guy, apparently, because, we have like the Jason Voorhees set. I'm going to kind of nickname it here with the Killer Keepers set. So what is I'm so intrigued, like what was the story behind those cards? I mean, they're so unique. And when I first saw them, I couldn't believe it. It was just so cool. So what inspired that set, man? Like it's crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like horror movies at all. They bore me.
But you just said, I still need to make it part of my job somehow. I need to mix it in.
When I first started working, this is probably over 10 years in the making. This specific.
Really?
I wanted to do something with the old hockey mask, and there's always a licensing thing where like, well, is it going to be like Jason? I'm like, no, it's going to be old school. I mean, yeah, they used an old school mask, but they don't have a copyright on specific eras of hockey masks. Now people can say, oh, that reminds me of this. Yes, they might have a copyright of that specific mask. And what we have pictured is not that specific mask. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to have all the actors that played Jason and do an insert with them. And, we talked about licensing and that sort of thing. Then unfortunately, I think like a year later, 2 of the actors that played Jason passed away like within the same year. And it was kind of like, I don't know if we can do this now because there's not as many people to kind of make it an intriguing set.
Right.
So I've always had this in my mind, like, how can I do this? And I had this insert in Metal Universe, this last year's Metal Universe. And unfortunately, I had to cut stuff. And these forms aren't cheap to make. Like it's acetate, it's rainbow foil board, it's laser cut, like the foil board's laser cut on the top. So it's not the cheapest type of card to produce. And it just didn't fit my budget in Metal Universe because I wanted to do a few other really cool things with metal this last year. So when I was sitting there looking at Extended and I knew we had the acetate Young Guns, and I'm like, I might have some room on this form to finally kind of do what I want to do because I already have a form using that same technology. And so I kind of put it across there and I don't want to say I bumped heads with legal a little bit, but they wanted to make sure that everything was up to par on not getting sued or anything like that.
Fair enough, yeah.
And I'm not kidding. Our designers are like, wait, you literally just want to see their eyes underneath? I go, that's all I want to see. I go, I just want to see the goalies. Like, you don't want to fade. Like they were trying to design. I go, no. I go, it's the hockey mask, and you're just gonna see the eyes, and that's it. And they're like, all right. And it's funny because there's those goalie buffs that I knew were gonna love this, but there's also it's one of those things where I know I'm gonna get some feedback from some of these old guys that sit there with 3,200 count boxes just stacked up behind them that it doesn't look like a normal card, and they're going to be like, I don't get this card, this is the dumbest card ever, blah 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 blah. I go, but when they figure out how rare these cards are, and then when they get them in hand, I have a feeling that these cards are going to do well. And I kind of like sometimes you just have that hunch and that feeling that something's going to go well. And I tried to tell people, if you see any early, get them because they're just gonna go up. I think they've done quite well, and I think people that have gotten them have liked them. And then what's funny is it's going to dry up. Like once this product's opened up, those cards, goalie collectors, I'm talking to 2 of them. Goalie collectors, they rarely let go of cards, and so you're not going to be able to find them again. And so I jokingly, like, When's the last time you saw a Blackwood card sell for over $100? That's like no autograph, no memorabilia. It's been a while. So I've been very happy with that insert, and that's the whole history behind it. I wanted to do something with the guys that played Jason. It didn't work. Years down the road, I finally figured out a sneaky way to put it into a card set.
That's a really cool story. I mean, just seeing this thing come to life, I mean, so many years later in the way it did, with the modern technology now and just it's so cool. And yeah, definitely, your point to it doing well, I was just checking, the sales history of these cards, and they're doing phenomenal. So yeah, if you get these cards and you don't want to let it go, that's fair. But if you're someone who's looking to move on, from some of these cards, it's definitely, worth your while, because a lot of collectors are throwing some serious money at these cards, which is, it's good to see, that stuff on the secondary market. We don't bring up value too much in this show, but, for cards like that, it's so unique. And, the feedback from other collectors, it's been really nice. So
Now,
yeah, kudos on that.
Have you guys found any of the short prints where it's the goalie's mom's pictured underneath the mask? I'm just joking.
Yeah.
If you've seen the movies, you'll catch the joke.
Yeah. No, I know exactly where you're going with that, but no, haven't come across that, SSSP yet. Maybe next time.
I think that's extended series, maybe. But,
something like that. Yeah.
You know what's funny too is these were supposed to be unannounced print runs, and somehow the print run got out there. Whether it might have been our solicitation, and they just didn't realize that they were supposed to be that wasn't supposed to be announced. But I'm pretty sure you can find there's 35 copies of each. So even though they're not numbered, it's out there that there's 35 copies. And now that I think about it, I actually think that the numbering coming out has actually helped those cards too. Because sometimes people just when we do the rare ratio, they realize it's rare ratio, but they don't realize that rare ratio means there's only a specific number of these cards available.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. And people might think, oh, it's short printed, but like, what does that really mean? Does that mean there's a few hundred of them?
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
But yeah, that kind of drives that urgency of, no, if I want one, I got to go get one. So yeah, that's really cool. Got a few more packs worth of hits here. We have an Understood the Assignment of Travis Konechny. We have a Young Guns of Jack Devine for the Panthers. We have got a canvas of Vladislav Gavrikov. We've got an all-world team of Kyle Connor, of course, Olympic gold medalist. Have another Young Guns of Florian Jacki. Have a pros and prospects of Stanley Cup runner-up Jack Eichel. We've got a nice one here, a power play rookies of Ivan Demidov for the Canadiens. Very cool. That's a product line I loved back in the day, especially 0506. That was a fantastic product. We've got a UD3 of Olympic silver medalist Nathan McKinnon. We've got one that Billy will appreciate this one for sure. We have a holographics for the Detroit Red Wings of Nate Danielson. Very nice looking card there.
Nice card.
Got a first round rookies of Easton Cowan. We've got another Red Wings hit here, rookie reflections of Nate Danielson. Nice looking card there. And a canvas of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. So, of course, one of the, not one of, really the biggest thing with this product that people are excited about are the debut game jersey cards. And I know we talked about that with you on a previous episode. But now that those cards are live, now that this product is out, what has the reaction been like that you've seen, and what do you want to mention about those?
I think they're doing great. I think people have been really happy when they get one. We've seen a few of the big polls. I don't know if I don't know how many of the actual debut patches we've seen. I know we've seen some auto jersey cards, which are just as nice, numbered to the player's jersey number. But like you said, I think the design team did a great job with those. I actually, is it on my desk anymore? Did someone steal it? Ooh, I'm going to be mad if someone stole it. or did I put it away? We had one. We actually pulled a jersey card,
Oh, nice.
and for some reason, I don't see it on my desk, which
Someone
means
stole
someone
it.
must have borrowed it to look at it or show somebody.
Interesting.
I should try to find that out.
Yeah, like after the show, you're gonna be like on a mission. Like, who stole my card?
Right. But anyway, we did pull one, and it came out real nice, and we were very happy about it. And there was some buzz. There were some people putting out bounties for either their own card or specific cards, which was kind of cool. And I think as we grow that insert, because this is just the first year, it took a lot to figure it out, and a lot of different people were involved. Not just us, but obviously the players, the equipment managers, the league, and all that to get this to happen. There were a lot of people involved, so the fact that we did make it happen was great, and I think we're just going to continue to grow on it to where maybe next year there's 20, and then the next year, like, we'll get however many we can get, to be honest with you. So we're really excited about continuing this, because I think it has done a really good job of getting more eyes on the product, more eyes on hockey, and that's all we could ask for.
That's great. I mean, yeah, like I love the set, and obviously so many others do as well. You kind of answered this question already, but I was just going to ask, like, why 9 players? This comes from fan of the show, Dean, and yeah, I guess would that be kind of expanded on in the future? And you just mentioned that you might look to do that. Obviously, if the memorabilia is there for that, so that's obviously good to see that you're looking at expanding it in different ways, which is nice. Hopefully, so that's really cool to see. But yeah, it's a great idea for a set, and the execution from what we've seen so far is just, again, fantastic.
Yeah, and it was one of those, like, can we do it? And now that we know we can do it, and now that we know how to do it amongst all the parties, that gives us room to grow. And like I've mentioned, I think I mentioned it here and other places. What makes this really unique is this isn't like a little sticker. This is the jersey. This is what they were wearing. This isn't a little thing that was added and then
Right.
peeled off or whatever. I jokingly say, like, what you guys always talk about autographs. Do you want a sticker autograph or do you want a hard signed autograph? Well, we're giving you the hard signed autograph. We're giving you the actual jersey, pieces of the jersey, not just something that was thrown on last second and then pulled right off after the game.
You know what? I never really thought of it that way. But that definitely makes sense. We've all seen from other leagues, the debut patch, and Upper Deck's kind of counter to that is, yeah, it's giving you, not just a specific, sticker, basically, so to speak, but they're giving you the actual jersey, and they're using it, in different ways like that. So yeah, again, it's been really cool seeing these cards live, and yeah, collectors have been definitely very responsive to these. They love them.
Yeah, Jason, our president, he did not want to do what other people have done. Like, we take pride in innovation, and let's be honest, it was very innovative. Their idea was very innovative, and it was like, okay, how can we make it even better? And so I think we have.
That's great. Yeah, kind of zigging where other people zag. That's really a good way to look at it too. So yeah, again, fantastic and good execution.
Eric doesn't seem very impressed. He's just looking at his cards in his hand.
He is. He's just so focused on trying to pull one. He's like, just so focused on the break that
like,
because he really wants one.
Understood the assignment. Yes.
That's right. I actually do. So Gabe Velarde. So right on.
Okay,
right
so
on
not a debut jersey yet.
No. We have a rookie reflections of Colton Dock. We've got our silver outburst of the box of Seth Jarvis for Team Canada there. Got a Young Guns of Tom Wielander for the Canucks. We've got a Pros and Prospects of Gabe Perreault. And a UD Canvas of Jacob Markstrom. And an all-world team of Olympic gold medalist Austin Matthews, who will probably never win a Stanley Cup, but, that's okay. And we've got a rookie reflections of Ryan Green And this is a cool one here, an outdoor photo variation of Jake Christensen.
I like those. That's neat.
Did you see how reflective the rookie reflections were and how blue it looked on the rookie
It's pretty blue.
reflections?
It's pretty blue. It's pretty blue. It's a nice looking card, but it's pretty blue. Not complaining.
Eric gets my joke, I think.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. We always enjoy your humor, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the majority of the topics for the product we wanted to touch on, but is there anything that you want to share about that we did not make note of already?
Yeah, not a single mention on how excited you are that Synergy is back. That it made a.
I will say I like
this.
the Synergy cards.
I didn't mention it, but I noticed this yesterday. I was like, "Whoa, that's cool! Nice to see that again."
You know what? Extended has been a fun little home for me to sneak stuff in, and it's just like I love the fact. Oh well, people were getting tired of Trilogy. Give it to me. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Like the Trilogy rookies has got such a long-standing tradition. Give it to me. And then I was just like, Synergy, all right, you guys, okay, let's see how much you complain about Synergy when you're getting a rookie card numbered out of 26 or 27. I'm like, I think you'll appreciate that. And then there was one other thing. And then you guys did see the thermal threat I snuck in again. My favorite insert. Yep, that's great.
People love it.
I'll give you so the trilogy cards. I'll give away my secret. The trilogy cards. Obviously, there's 3 versions of it, and of the rookies, different croppings, different rarities, and different numbering. Well, it's 33, 33, 33, and we build forms on 100 card forms. So I'm like, what am I going to do with that one space that's left? Is there a rainbow foil board insert that I can think of that we could just have some fun with each year now that we put Trilogy in Extended? And lo and behold, that card made it into some people's Hall of Fame of worst inserts ever. So as you guys know me, I like to punish the collector every once in a while and give them exactly what they don't want until they like it. And we definitely did that again. I think you mentioned there's a bunch of different kind of variations. The playmakers are back, which are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like case hit type cards, like you might find one a case. And then finally, and I say this on your guys' show every year, we build this product by the box. We do not build it by the case. There are no case hits in flagship. So I've told people this before. You could get a young gun of a player. You could get their canvas young gun of a player because that's a different requirement. The young guns and the canvas young guns are a different requirement. You could get the outburst young gun of that same player in the same box because that's a different requirement. You could get the clear cut or the black and white canvas version of that young gun in the same box because that's a different requirement. And then you could get the acetate young gun of a player. I always would tell people you get 5 different young gun Celebrinis. I would tell them that last year. Same sort of thing. You can get 5 different versions of a young gun of a player in Extended. So and a numbered card. You would get the high gloss and the whatever, like the 6 versions of a guy. So we build it by the box.
So what you're saying is there is secretly a Beckett Seneca hot box. Is what I'm
Wouldn't that? I wish we could control that, but it's all these cards are all put into sleeves and feeders and put into packs. But man, that would be awesome if there was.
Yeah, that would be cool. So our final 2 packs here, we've got a sizzle reel of Elias Pettersson. We've got a Young Guns of Vyacheslav Butiets, I think is how you say it. We've got a Pros and Prospects of Yanni Newman. We've got a Power Play Rookies of Artie Lev Shanov. Got a UD3 of Sam Reinhart. And then finally, our Dazzlers of the box, Dazzlers Blue of Kent Johnson. And these are always such nice looking cards.
Pretty cards.
And you know what I like about this set also is, when you have a flagship set, like I was mentioning, Seneca's like rookie card could be over $100. And so, like, how am I going to find an affordable rookie card of some of these guys? And extended kind of gives you that opportunity. You pull the Demidov, you've pulled some other rookies in these insert sets that, now you've got some affordable rookie content for people to pick up, in those $5-10 bins. But those cards add value to the boxes, which is nice. I really appreciate that about extended.
Yes, that is very true. It's fun getting to see those big names multiple times within a box. So, and especially when they're on really nice designs too, that certainly helps. So, yeah, I think that's all we've got for extended. Is there anything beyond extended that you want to, preview or highlight or anything?
Well, I think the next big set we got coming out is SPA, which Tony built, and I know there's going to be a lot of people really excited about getting those Future Watch autos. So just be on the lookout. I think he added some new cool stuff in there also that I don't know if I'm allowed to speak upon. So I'll just kind of let you guys find out what cool new inserts or what cool new autographs he has in there. But SPA is always a big deal. It's a winner every year, and we're really excited about that coming out soon. I think It's next Wednesday. It's coming up Wednesday. Yeah,
sounds right. Yep. So that should be exciting as always. Obviously, one of the most highly anticipated products each and every year. So, yeah, that'll be fun. But Billy, as always, really appreciate your time and insight. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks guys.
See ya. All right. Well, that was super fun as always. Billy is always a treat to have on. Great insight and great humor. I know he's still backstage right now, so there he goes. But
you have to mention,
always fun hearing that insight. I mean, the Killer Keeper's backstory, like that was super.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I would have assumed,
as Aaron's internet is struggling.
Yeah, it's probably my internet. I'm trying to do so many things right now with the Canada game and everything like that. So anyway, yeah, the Killer Keepers were awesome. And just FYI, I think Canada's about to win their first World Cup game. It's 6-0, which is great. So anyway, I'll let Eric continue if he can hear me.
Cool. Yes, we heard a little bit of that, but I think you should cut off that game so that.
Okay, so I think I just lost Eric. So I'm going to let him rejoin. 1 second here. The joys of a live show. There we go. So anyway, for those who are here, I think
appreciate him taking the time to join us, and hopefully Aaron is back now.
I think you left, and then or maybe I got kicked out, and then it just came back on. So maybe I might exit out and then rejoin. I'm going to do that.
I don't know. Okay, sounds good. All right, well, I will just solo it here for a little bit here. Let's see here. So, yeah, our next, after extended series, our next topic, we're actually going to go back and do even more mail, which, of course, is not usually how we do things, but kind of just how this worked out. And, we always try to be respectful of Billy's time, so we didn't want to waste time showing a bunch of stuff that wasn't overly relevant. So I have a couple more cards, and I know Aaron has some things to show off too. But yeah, I guess I'll start with one of mine here, since Aaron is trying to get back into the studio here and hopefully reboot his internet a little bit. Seems like he's coming back here. How are you doing?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, let me try something here. Okay, hopefully that works a little bit better. Struggling here on the internet, but that's okay.
Okay. I said we're transitioning to our additional. Yeah, well, yeah, we're doing our best. So I was just saying we're transitioning to our additional mail segment. So do you want to see if you can show off some of your stuff?
Definitely. I don't know how I'm sounding to everybody right now, but I can hear you, Eric, a little better. So hopefully the connections are kind of lining up a little bit better here. So, all right. So hopefully you can hear this okay. But anyway, so yeah, so we're going to transition now to kind of my mail for this segment. We kind of wanted to split them up this time around. So the first card that I have to share is, this one's kind of like a throwback. So it's from, 2010, 2011, Between the Pipes, and it's the He Shoots, He Saves memorabilia set. So originally these were, you earn enough points with their redemption card system. You mail it in, you get a card in return. A really popular program for many, many years. And this one is with, Ryan Miller, Patrick Aleem, and of course, Jonas Enroth. So another cool thing about this card is that you can see here at the bottom, it is a Vault Emerald version. And, when I first saw this card, I was like, cool. I didn't know that these cards had Vault variations. For those who don't know, about 10 years ago, they released in the game Final Vault, which had a wide variety of, cards from, I think, over like a dozen years of releases, all kind of packed into one product, and some previously unreleased cards as well, all given a nice stamp. And for those who are familiar with the product, you'll notice that these stamps, the font that this one is in, hopefully you guys can see that okay, is in the font style of the old In the Game Ultimate and the In the Game Superlative Vault releases. So those were kind of separate. Those were kind of periodically released, and they featured a stamp that looked just like this, whereas Final Vault had a different one-of-one stamp to them. So I just thought that was kind of odd. At first I was like, were these snuck out in, Ultimate Vault or Superlative Vault? But I kind of quickly discovered through some research that a couple other cards got this same treatment, using the kind of like the older, stamp font. And so, my guess as to what happened is maybe they were preparing for Final Vault and they stamped a couple of these cards. And then for whatever reason, they just decided to go in a different direction with the rest of the stamps in the majority of the product. Or maybe, I don't know, the die that they were using for the stamp was no longer available and just couldn't happen. So anyway, just a kind of a small little difference there with that card. So, but it is, from my guesstimation, from Final Vault. So a cool addition, and just a little bit of mystery behind that as well, which of course I always appreciate. So good to have another Vault card in the collection. This is my 35th Vault card. Eric's nodding, but I know it's not too big of a deal, but for me it is. So,
That's cool. Yeah.
it's always nice to see, another card that you didn't know had a variation, right? And just seeing it out there in the wild. Because with Vaults, for a lot of those cards, you don't really know what's out there until you see it. And so that's kind of a cool, kind of a little bit extra for me. So I guess it's all me for this second half of the mail. So I'll just continue. The next one here is, I guess I'll share another card. So this one is just a new card here. It's from 2026, and it's from the newly released President's Choice One of a Kind set. So they've released these for many, many years now. My first one, I believe, was back in, I want to say 2018 is when I added that one. And so here we go, another one-of-a-kind card for the collection. This being a nice 4-color Buffalo Sabres patch there. So just the top of the Buffalo there, which is really cool. So great card, great looking card. I really love these one-of-a-kind, pieces. And Yeah, it's just great. Even going back to the old in the game days, their one of a kind cards had always amazing patches. So to see that continued with President's Choice, and this even looks like an in the game card. Like if you were to slap an in the game logo on this, it's the same. And I believe even when they still were in the game, I believe they had a President's Choice set as well that looked very similar, if I'm not mistaken. So they had like a President's Choice set, which was really cool. So yeah, it looked very similar. So nice to get that out of the way as well. I've been seeing a couple people pick theirs up, and it's always nice to see. And so Eric, you alerted me of this while I was camping, actually. So I was out in the wilderness just trying to survive. And then Eric was like, he didn't send water, he didn't send anything like that. He sent hockey cards.
I
So
sent you the
that's
most important thing.
it just sustains some collectors sometimes. So no, I was more like glamping actually. So got the message loud and clear. So I was able to pick that up. So fantastic edition. Obviously the patch kind of speaks for itself. And then the final edition, I'm just filled with mail days today. Got 2 of these 3 recently. And this one came today actually. And this card it's actually not a card. It's my first non-card edition in so long for the Enroth collection. It's so unique. So I was speaking to a collector, Robin. He reached out to me through email a little bit ago, and he actually is friends with Enroth. And the story goes, his family billeted Enroth back in like 2004, 2005 or something, when he came to Canada for a tournament way back when. So over 20 years ago, pretty crazy. And so they became good friends. And every time he was able to see him play, he did, and got to spend some time with him as well. So good friends of Enroth personally, which is always nice to see. How small the world is sometimes. So anyway, so he reached out to me, just about the extra high gloss Young Guns card I had of Enroth that I picked up years ago. And so we did a little, I gave him the card and some others, but he offered this kind of in trade, which is really neat. And I, of course, jumped at the opportunity. So thank you so much, Robin, out in Calgary. So really appreciate this edition. So he picked this up. He was actually on the Flames ice crew, actually, at the time, about 10 years ago. So he picked up this game used puck from the game he was at one of these nights when Enroth came to town with the LA Kings. So he snatched that puck up, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to send you this game puck." And it's not just any game puck. It's from the night that Enroth recorded his 50th and final NHL win, LA versus Calgary. I believe they won 5-4 in overtime that night. So this is, presumably one of those pucks. So really cool addition to my collection. It was actually pretty funny. I was actually talking about, just game use stuff in general with my wife not too long ago. About there's a puck on eBay that I've been seeing for years, and it's very expensive, but it's from a game that Enroth played in. So I was kind of just spitballing the idea of being like, well, I'm more of a card guy, but there's this game used puck from a game Enroth played in that would be really cool. So and she was kind of humoring me on in that discussion. So and then sure enough, not too long after that, Robin offers a puck from that game, from his last NHL win, and really cool piece. So it's kind of funny how things work sometimes, just timing wise. So Robin, thank you again. And I hope you enjoy the high gloss that I sent you, and a couple more things as well. So I'll definitely point you in the direction of this segment on this episode. Just wanted to say thank you so much.
Yeah, that is super cool. I mean, stories like that are always great, but cool stuff like that is always a bonus too. And I have a feeling that our buddy Bruce would appreciate that being kind of like a double milestone type of piece there. Not that it's game used equipment, which is what he goes after, but I feel like at the very least he would appreciate the milestone element of that puck.
I think so too, and just being from that night is really cool. So yeah, Bruce definitely he knows a thing or two about game used memorabilia. So Yeah, fantastic.
Nice. So yeah, those are some nice pickups. I love the one of a kind, a great patch on that card, of course. So always
Yeah.
cool to see stuff like that. Yeah, beautiful. I do have a couple other things to show
Oh,
actually.
great.
So it's not just you. So this one, uh, kind of in some ways, I know we talked about this player. This is probably about a month or so ago, maybe. And I picked this card up right around that same time. So I don't know if the conversation happened first or if I picked up this card first. But you'll appreciate this. This is the main pickup. I made a couple purchases from Dan Vincent's recent Twitter stack sale, and this
Oh,
was
yes.
the most notable card among those purchases, and just a beautiful card from an iconic product, but one that fits my collection nicely. So it is from 2005-06, The Cup,
Ooh, okay.
a
I know what it is.
scripted
I
swatches
don't know what it is anymore.
numbered out of 25 of Kari Lettinen.
Okay, yeah, no, this makes perfect sense. I didn't know about the card, but no, this definitely makes perfect sense. Yeah, great, great iconic set. I love the scripted swatches. Like, I remember seeing that like as a kid and being like, they signed the patch. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, that's crazy, man. So, and of course now it's just, it's so normal to see that stuff. But great card. Yeah, shout out to the Atlanta Thrashers. They had some
Mm,
cool cards for sure. And Carrie Lettinen, of course, a very good goalie. So great card. And just, yeah, it fits your collection perfectly.
yeah. So for those who don't know, I collected Lettinen back in the day. I was a big Chicago Wolves fan at the time, and of course, he spent some time with them in 03-04 and 04-05 during the lockout, and absolutely loved everything about him during that time. I mean, obviously, he was kind of like the next big thing for goalie prospects, along with Marc-Andre Fleury, and had a really cool mask and had cool equipment, and the Wolves had cool jerseys. And so, yeah, as a little kid, I was like, man, like this is so cool. So I loved picking up some of his stuff back in the day, and especially, really that 03-04 to 05-06 range. Some 06-07 stuff is pretty cool too, but really those few years, 03-04 to 05-06, there were just so many cool Lettinen cards. And, of course, original The Cup, you can't go wrong with something like that. And I am 99.99999% sure that that is a rookie game worn jersey, so an 03-04 jersey, because I know
That's
some of his
great.
other memorabilia cards in 05-06 The Cup are from an 03-04 jersey. So presumably this one is as well. So yeah, just a beautiful card. And kind of interestingly, it got me thinking that with a lot of the 05-06 The Cup designs, I feel like they must have had two different people designing the product, because you have a lot of inserts in that product that are very heavy on the cup theme of like a brushed silver
Yes.
type of look. The limited logos, the signature patches, the emblems of
Even the
endorsements.
next year too, they
Yeah,
had that sort of titanium-y
yeah.
look, industrial kind of.
Yeah, and of course the base cards and the
Yes.
rookies and everything. But then you had some insert sets like scripted swatches, like honorable numbers, notable numbers. There were much more of this like very consistent looking gold focused design. Um, so it just kind of struck me as interesting that there were kind of like these two separate looks in the product, but all of it looked awesome, of course. So yeah, just kind of a interesting observation I had there. So yeah, so that's one thing. And then this other one, I know Aaron will appreciate this, and I certainly do. I saw this card pop up on President's Choice's website recently, and
Interesting.
I was like,
Yep.
yeah, I gotta have that. So I
There's so
certainly,
much nice stuff on there. Like, it's just, and
yeah.
especially, for those Hall of Fame tier guys, it's like when else are you going to see that kind of stuff of those guys, right? It's just,
Well, you're setting this up very
yeah,
nicely.
I know I am. I don't know the card, but I just have
Yeah.
a feeling. I have a
You're
feeling.
setting it up quite nicely. So this is my fourth different player from this set, and it is one of the sets that I inspired. So I don't know if that gives you
Interesting.
any hints at all. If you want to take a guess.
I'll let you share it.
Okay. Well, you also set it up nicely that it is a Hall of Fame player. It is a goaltender,
Yep.
and it is honestly one of the most outrageous cards I've ever laid eyes on, even beyond the three other ones that I have from the set. This thing is just insane. It is from the Butt End set,
Okay, yeah.
and it is of the one and only Vladislav Tretiak.
Oh man, I didn't even see that in the store.
I mean, like,
That is absurd.
yeah,
That is probably the biggest butt end that they've put in the cards. Usually they would like saw them in half, or if they're small enough, maybe include the whole thing. But this is like the biggest knob I've seen. One, well, maybe not the biggest one, but they included the whole thing. Is what I'm trying to say. The entire knob of the stick, which they very rarely do,
yeah,
especially one of that size. It's just that is insane.
yeah. So
That
for
is like
those,
crazy.
yeah, it is a crazy cool card for sure. And it's kind of hard to see, but there actually is like also just the actual top of the stick
Yeah.
with
I
it
mean,
in
there'd
there
have to
too.
be with something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
That's
is
unbelievable.
a very, very cool piece there for sure. But
Dude.
what's really wild about this, and anyone who has any of these knows that Brian mails them in these 100 count
In the cubes.
two-piece boxes, and it literally you can't even close the box all the way.
Really?
It's that big.
You have to tape it shut, basically.
Well, I've got plenty of tape right here, so
There must be a bigger size box you can get. There must
yeah,
be.
there's 150 count. That'd be too big,
Yeah.
but it's just barely too big for the 100, but
What I
yeah,
did was on
it's just
mine, it came
crazy.
with, I'm not sure about yours. Well, maybe it didn't because it was so big. Mine came with like a thick stack of decoys.
Mhm,
And so I was able to kind of build up the cube so
mhm.
that when I put the butt end card in, it sat perfectly
Yeah,
just right. And so
and
if you buy
that's
a bigger cube and put decoys in it, you can fit it perfectly,
yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, I mean, it is very close. I would say it's probably like 1 or 2 normal card thicknesses
Okay.
too tall, so it's close. But, yeah, I mean, that just gives you an idea of how
Yeah.
crazy huge, like, comically
Yeah.
large this is.
That's crazy. That's actually
So,
insane.
yeah, I have a few other nice Tretiak cards in my collection, but when I saw this, I was like, "Yeah," like, I just
Yeah.
gotta grab that.
That's
So,
unreal. That's
yeah,
unreal.
definitely glad I did. It is just a very, very cool piece for sure. So,
Man, it's
um,
unbelievable. Is that
yeah,
it? Is that
that's it. That's it.
okay? Okay. Because I mean, I was gonna say you can't really top that. Like you can't like whatever comes after that. It just at least for today, it can't hold the candle to that. So I feel like my at least in size, I think my like I thought I would have the biggest like piece today, like I'm holding up the puck right now. Like I thought I
Mhm.
would have the biggest piece, but I guess I was wrong. Like your additions just bully mine and just beat it into a pulp. But that's okay. It's not a competition.
It's
But
not.
like what a great card. Like I wasn't expecting that. Like I know occasionally, like with the Brodeur stick handle, like stuff like that. I know occasionally you'll pick up those monster Hall of Fame editions, but that I was not expecting because I saw a couple of the new butt end cards, but I didn't go through the whole list, and that one I did not see. Or when
Mhm.
I went through what I did, I definitely didn't see that. It must have been you must have picked that up super quick because I
He
didn't see it.
sometimes I think they have to manually take the cards that have sold off the website.
Yes,
So sometimes they do it really quickly, sometimes it takes a day
sometimes
or
they'll
2.
show even when it's sold, it'll show for like a
Right.
day or two or something like that. But
Yeah, so
yeah, I didn't see it.
they must have been really quick with it. I know there was also a Celebrini that sold very quickly.
I can imagine.
So those disappeared from view on the website very quickly. Um, so yeah, but I saw it. I he sends out emails whenever he puts out new stuff. And so I saw the email and probably went and looked maybe like 10 minutes after they got posted, something like that. And I saw it and I was like, I feel like I need to buy that, but maybe not. I don't know. Gave it a little bit of thought and then I was like, yeah, no, like I just gotta, like that's such a
That's
great
great.
card. I just gotta go
That's
get it.
great. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I probably bought it within maybe, I don't know, 30 or 45 minutes of it being listed, something like that. I don't remember the exact
Well, I'm
time, but
glad you got it because even in that timeline,
yeah,
you never really know because they do fly off the shelves. Like, if
yeah,
you've ever been part of a President's Choice release, like when you're on it, when they first announce it, you can just almost see some of them like in real time. Just they go fast. You refresh the page and okay, cool, another one's gone. Like
yep,
it's a lot, and people are, you know, sending out their texts and emails and whatnot. Just hey, look at this, and then the player collector's circle, and then it's over, right? But it's yeah. I'm glad you're able to snag that card.
yeah. And I would say honestly, it was a very fair price. So it was kind of one of those like sometimes if it's a little high, you're like, okay, I probably have some time to think about it.
For the Hall of Famers. It's
But
it's it's not bad.
yeah, I was like, given the stature of this player and how cool that piece is, like this isn't going to last too long. So I just got to grab it. So yeah, definitely glad I did because it is a very, very cool piece for sure. So yeah, so that will wrap it up for the more mail segment. So we're pretty much right at an hour, so we'll wrap it up with that. It might be a little bit of a gap until our next episode. I'm going on vacation in a little bit here. So we'll probably be I don't know, maybe we'll try to get one, I don't know,
Maybe we can sneak one in.
within a month or so, but yeah, I'll be gone for a while, so might be a little tricky, but we'll see. So but we have been pretty good about getting out episodes pretty regularly lately, so I guess that'll kind of make up for a little bit of a lull here. And shameless plug, if you guys have not been checking out my Instagram account, hammerhawks_cards, you got to get in on the month of
The
Vesna, am I right?
Vesna month. I mean, yeah, we didn't even talk about that. I meant to specifically bring that up as a topic because
Mm.
yeah, if you guys aren't listening and we'll end the show soon, but I know we're under an hour, which is pretty good. But yeah, the Vesna month. Actually, you know what? Like, I'll just let Eric talk about it. But it's just like I'm just such a fan. Like, I like every post, and I'm just, it's awesome. So Eric, I'll just let you tell it. It's your month.
Yeah, so basically, the idea behind it was if you guys had seen some of the recent episodes, there have been a couple of Vesna editions recently. The 0001 inspired Flurry Trophy winner card, and then the equipped card. So I had shown those off on my Instagram, posted those, and then kind of realized that those were the only two Vesna editions I've had in my collection, or at least notable, I guess, notable ones. Since I started my Instagram account. So I was like, okay, like I should probably go back and post the other stuff that I have at some point. And I was counting stuff up and realized, oh, there's literally exactly 30 things that I have not posted. And there are 30 days in June. So I put out a poll and just said, hey, do you guys want to do a month of Vesna, one card every day for the entire month? Or do you want to be boring and I just spread it out over the course of a year or whatever? And people resoundingly voted in favor of the one a day for the entire month. So that's what I've been doing. So we're of course slightly past the halfway point at this point, but it's been a lot of fun and yeah, definitely been fun seeing some comments roll in and likes and reposts and stuff like that. Aaron, appreciate your loyalty and sharing stuff. That's always appreciated. So
I try.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're kind of in the midst of the President's Choice, the Vesna collection right now, specifically with the historical relics cards. So it is a good time for you to jump in if you're not following or haven't been, seeing those posts. Definitely a good time to jump in, and yeah, still some really cool stuff coming up. So yeah, if you have not checked that out, I would encourage you to do so. So it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, like I said, there's still some really nice stuff coming over the next couple weeks. So tune in for that. So yeah, think that's all I've got. Anything else you want to say, Aaron?
Nope, that's it. Thanks everyone for listening. We really appreciate it.
Cool. Well, yeah, we will wrap it up then as we're right at the hour mark. So we also appreciate your patience with the internet struggles. And then we both were kind of in and out there for a few minutes, but I think we got it all straightened out as time went on there. So yeah, but anyway, we'll wrap it up at that. So as always, please be sure to follow us on social media. We can be found on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sunrise Cardcast, and on Twitter at Sunrise CC. Please also be sure to subscribe to the show on your podcast platform of choice to make sure you never miss a future episode. Until next time on Sunrise Cardcast, keep collecting those hockey cards.